As the flag dropped to half-staff over the U.S. Supreme Court, the death of Antonin Scalia sets off what could be an epic battle between the White House and the U.S. Congress.
Antonin Nino Scalia was a larger-than-life president on the bench. A brilliant legal mind with an energetic style, incisive wit, and colorful opinions.
He was a consistent conservative who often tilted the scales of justice.
I, Antonin Scalia, do solemnly swear.
Named by President Ronald Reagan to the 9-member court that interprets the U.S. Constitution, Antonin Scalia was confirmed by a Senate vote of 98-0 after promising not to transform the court.
I am not going onto the court with a list of things that I want to do. My only agenda is to be a good judge.
Then, for 30 years, Scalia pushed the court in favor of the death penalty and the individual right to bear arms.
He would best be remembered as a witty and powerful and pungent writer, very, very distinct.
He believed in an unchanging constitution, saying the founders would have scoffed at gay rights, abortion rights, and affirmative action.
You cannot adopt a theory that the Constitution is evolving and the Supreme Court will tell you what it means from age to age. You cannot do that without causing the Supreme Court to become a very political institution.
His critics say that's exactly what he did. His vote on key 5-4 decisions struck down restrictions on campaign donations.
I, George Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
And helped decide the 2000 election in favor of George W. Bush. In the midst of another presidential election, Scalia's death sets up a titanic struggle that could tip the balance from a conservative majority to a liberal one. And President Obama says he intends to name Scalia's successor.
There will be plenty of time for me to do so and for the Senate to fulfill its responsibility to give that person a fair hearing and a timely vote.
It comes as the court faces weighty upcoming decisions on affirmative action, union dues, the death penalty, and requiring employers to pay for contraception. The U.S. Constitution says the president names Supreme Court candidates and the Senate confirms them. And the man who sets the schedule for the Senate, Republican leader Mitch McConnell, says he thinks that decision should be made by the next president. So unless President Obama can come up with a common ground candidate with little common ground between him and the Congress, that makes it unlikely he'll have a nominee confirmed by the November presidential election. That could mean all three branches of the U.S. government, the presidency, the Congress, and the High Court, are all in play in the November election. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Washington.